The Legend of the Princess of Guatavita, a popular tradition from Colombia. Long before the Spanish conquerors came to the land of the Muisca, the inhabitants of the region around Guatavita, they worshipped a former princess who always rose from the depths of the lake at full moon and floated above the mist. This is her story. Once upon a time, there was a great Muisca chief who was married to the most beautiful woman in his tribe, a noble princess beloved by the people. With the birth of a daughter who was her father's pride and joy, their happiness seemed complete. Time passed, and the chief, preoccupied with government affairs and other women, grew more and more distant from his princess and his home. As befitted a woman of her rank, the princess put up with her husband's constant absences and affairs for some time. But one day, the loneliness and pain overcame social norms and duties, and she fell in love with one of the tribe's noblest and most graceful warriors. Fortunately for her, the warrior returned her love unconditionally. The lovers could not see each other as often as they would have liked because the chief was away with his family. He also suspected something and had an old woman follow the princess. One night, the old woman discovered the lovers and reported them to the chief. The next day, the chief ordered a great feast in honor of his wife. The princess was served a deliciously prepared heart. As soon as she had taken the last bite, everyone present, especially the chief, burst out laughing. Then the princess realized what had happened. Her lover had been killed, and his heart was being served to her as a feast. Desperate, she fled with her young daughter in the direction of Guatavita. It was almost midnight when they reached the lagoon, and thick clouds of mist were rising from the shore. The princess gave her little daughter a last loving look and plunged into the water with her. When the chief heard what had happened, he ran to the lagoon and called his wife's name, but there was no answer, only the silence of the night. He immediately called for the shamans to search for the princess. The wise men used incantations and special rites to find out what had happened to the woman and her daughter. A shaman descended into the depths of the lagoon and returned with the girl's body, announcing that the princess was alive and well in the kingdom of water. Since that night, the princess has appeared every full moon in the dense mist of the lagoon to listen to the concerns of her people. The lagoon thus became a sacred place, and the famous legend of El Dorado was born.